Hello, boys and girls. Today we are going to be working on our gluing skills, which we have done before. We're going to do that one more time. We're going to practice our gluing skills, and we are going to be gluing some scraps of paper to a special kind of line. Does anybody know what kind of line this is? It is called a spiral line. And you guys are going to be gluing some scraps of paper to your spiral line. So check out how we're going to do this. You are going to get some colorful scraps of paper and some black scraps of paper. You guys are going to use the black scraps first. So you are going to get a couple of these little black pieces of paper, and you're going to use your pinchy fingers to rip some paper today. So I want for you to take your long, skinny black papers and use your pinchy fingers to pinch and tear some little pieces from your black paper. So I'm just using my little pinchy fingers to pinch it and tear it. Whoa. I'm gonna pinch and tear. Want you guys to pinch and tear some little scraps. Once you've torn some little black scraps, we're going to glue these little black scraps onto our spiral line. We're going to have to attach them with our art room glue, which is different than a regular glue bottle or a glue stick. Remember, I want for you to try your best to take the lid off by yourself, but if it's too stuck, you can raise your hand and we will come and help you take the lid off. Once your lid is off, remember that your glue paintbrush can sit on your lid when you're not using it. So I've got my glue ready to start. I'm gonna glue one piece at a time. I'm going to glue it right down onto my spiral line. Now remember, when we are using the art room glue, we are using a little paintbrush to paint the glue onto the thing that we are sticking to our paper. When we are using the art room glue paintbrush, we talked about this silver part of the paintbrush being called the danger zone. Called the danger zone because it's dangerous if you get glue there. So when you are dipping your brush into your cup of glue, you have to be very careful that you don't get glue in the danger zone, because that just means you have too much glue. So let's look and see. I am going to very carefully dip my paintbrush into my glue cup, and look at how much glue I have, just a little bit. That's all I need because I'm gluing down a really small piece of paper. So I don't have glue in the danger zone. It's just on the yellow part or the orange part of my paintbrush. Once I have that little bit of glue, I can paint that glue onto my little black piece. And then I'm gonna stick it down onto my spiral. I'm gonna start in the middle and go out to the edge. I'm going to get some more glue, just a little bit, and I'm going to paint that glue onto my black paper and stick it down. Do it again. Dip, just a little bit. Paint, and stick it onto my spiral. Dip. Just a little bit. Paint. Stick it onto my spiral. You're going to fill up your spiral all the way till you get to the end. Miss Gay is going to go super fast. Are you ready to see Miss Gay go super fast? Okay, you have to count to 3. 1, 2, 3. Super fast. That was super fast, wasn't it? It's cool what you can do with a video. Now, I ripped one little piece of black, but it's not enough to fill the rest of my spiral. So I need to rip some more black paper, which means that I need to put my paintbrush down. Remember, when you are done holding your paintbrush, we always want to make sure we put it on the lid to our glue container. We don't ever want to leave it in the cup, because if you leave it in the cup, it's going to sink down to the bottom, and then the next time you pull it out, there will be glue in the danger zone, and you will have a big mess. So anytime you need to put your paintbrush down, let's remember to put it on the lid. I'm going to rip some more black paper, just again with my little pinchy fingers. Pinch, pinch. I'm going to pinch and rip a couple more pieces so I can keep going on my spiral. Let's see Miss Gay go super fast again. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Super fast. Okay, boys and girls, I have put black ripped paper along my spiral and I am finished. Now what we're going to do is use some colorful scraps to fill in all the rest of our white spots. So we have all this space in between our spiral that we're going to add some pretty color scraps to. So you can pick whatever colors you want, and you will see that all of these are just some scrap paper that Miss Gay likes to keep just in case we do projects like this. So I'm going to use these scraps to fill in my space, but I first need to use my pinchy fingers to make some torn paper scraps. So I'm going to do that. Boys and girls, I want you to take a look at the size paper that I tore. It's not teeny tiny, and it's also not really big, okay? When you're tearing your scraps, let's make sure that we're tearing a piece that's about the same size as your thumb, okay? We don't want anything that's too small like this. This is too small, it's a little baby. We want a size that's about the same size as your thumb, okay? Now, once you have your colorful scraps torn into those little pieces, you can start to fill in the part of your spiral that is still white. So you can use your colors however you want. I'm going to take one, paint my glue on, and stick it down. I'm going to start in the middle again. I'm going to paint my glue on to each one of my little scraps and glue it into my white spots. And I'm going to keep going until I fill up all of my white spaces in the middle of my spiral. So Miss Gay is going to go super fast. One more time. If you count to 3, 1, 2, 3, super fast. Okay, I have filled up my spiral with all of my torn paper scraps. Looks very cool. You can still see my black spiral in the middle with all of my colors around it. These are going to look so fun.